She thought it was just another power move, an entitled HOA neighbor claiming control where she had none. He thought it was just another day, pulling into his own garage, in his own home. But when she parked her car there without warning, she didn't realize she had crossed into dangerous territory. What followed wasn't just a clash over space. It became a battle about dignity, respect, and the right to exist without being stripped of ownership. How far would you go to protect what's yours, when even your own home isn't safe? Marcus was proud of what he had built. Years of hard work had finally paid off, and owning his own home in a quiet suburban neighborhood felt like proof that every struggle had been worth it. His garage wasn't just a place to park his car. It was a symbol of stability, security, and a space that was truly his. Most mornings he left early for work and came home late, grateful for the peace of mind his property brought him. But peace in this neighborhood was fragile. Tension often lurked in the background, whispered through HOA notices, side glances, and the unspoken reminder that not everyone wanted him there. To Marcus, these were just annoyances, until one day they weren't. Because the moment a neighbor parked her car inside his garage without permission, everything shifted. What seemed like a petty act of entitlement was about to spark a conflict that revealed something far deeper, something that went beyond property lines and reached straight into the fight for respect and dignity. At first, Marcus thought it was a mistake. Maybe his neighbor had parked in the wrong spot by accident. Maybe she had gotten confused. But when he walked into his own garage and saw a shiny SUV sitting there, its tires still warm, the door slammed shut as if it belonged, his stomach dropped. This wasn't a mistake. It was a message. The HOA president, a woman the neighborhood quietly called Karen for her constant complaints and power plays, had decided Marcus's property was hers to use. And when he knocked on her door to ask why her car was parked in his garage, the answer wasn't an apology. It was an accusation. She claimed his garage was community space, that he should be grateful she felt comfortable leaving. Her car there, each word dripped with entitlement, each look a reminder that in her eyes Marcus didn't belong, even in the home he had worked his whole life for. Marcus tried to reason with her, but reason didn't matter. She raised her voice, enough for neighbors to hear, twisting the story to make him sound aggressive, dangerous, unworthy of owning what he had earned. Phones came out, curtains shifted, eyes stared, and suddenly, it wasn't about a garage anymore. It was about the unspoken rules of who was allowed to take up space and who was expected to stay silent. Every time Marcus pushed back, the tension grew. Karen threatened to call the police, to tell them he was harassing her on her own property. The thought of flashing lights, sirens, and officers arriving with only her version of the story made Marcus's chest tighten. He knew how quickly things like this could spiral. He knew how easily his voice could be drowned out. But then, something shifted. Marcus had an option she didn't expect. His garage wasn't just locked from the outside. It could be sealed, from the inside too. If she wanted to treat his home like hers, she was about to learn that boundaries cut both ways. With one motion, Marcus locked the garage door, trapping her car inside. The neighborhood gasped. Karen's expression twisted from smug confidence to shock, then fury. Now the whole street was watching. Phones kept recording. Whispers grew louder. And for the first time, Karen realized she wasn't the one in control. But if Marcus thought this would end the conflict, he was wrong. Because what came next wasn't just a fight over a car. It was a fight over truth, dignity, and the dangerous consequences of standing up when others expect you to bow down. Sirens cut through the quiet street before Marcus even had a chance to breathe. Red and blue lights reflected against garage doors and windows, washing the entire neighborhood in a chilling glow. Karen's voice rang out, trembling with faux fear as she pointed at him. "That's the man. He threatened me." Her SUV sat, locked behind Marcus's garage door, but now the real danger stood before him in uniform. Two officers stepped out, hands resting near their belts, eyes narrowing as they sized him up. Marcus's chest tightened. He had seen this before. How quickly things could go wrong when the wrong story was told by the wrong person. Around him, phones kept recording. Some neighbors whispered, others gasped, but nobody spoke up. Karen's tears streamed down her cheeks, a performance perfected. She painted herself as the victim, the fragile homeowner cornered by an angry black man. Every word made Marcus's stomach churn, every lie tightening the noose of suspicion around his neck. And in that moment, he realized the truth didn't matter, not unless someone dared to see it. The officers took a step closer. "Sir, step back," one commanded, voice sharp. The crowd fell silent. Marcus could feel every heartbeat in his throat, every second stretching into eternity. His garage, his home, his safety, all of it was on trial in that single moment. The tension was unbearable. Would the cuffs come out? Would this end with him face down on his own driveway? Or would the truth finally break through the lies before it was too late? The truth finally surfaced. One of the bystanders, who had been recording from the very beginning, stepped forward. The video showed everything. Karen parking illegally, Marcus calmly locking the garage, and her desperate attempt to twist the story into a lie. Faced with undeniable evidence, the officers shifted. The handcuffs meant for Marcus never left their belts. Instead, Karen's performance unraveled under the weight of her own words. Marcus stood there, heart still pounding, but a small measure of justice had been restored. Yet as the crowd slowly dispersed, the reality lingered. This wasn't just about one woman's lies or one man's courage. It was about how quickly a black man's safety, dignity, and even life can be placed on the line by a single false accusation. For Marcus, the garage door was no longer just a piece of metal. It had become a symbol, a barrier between truth and prejudice, survival and tragedy. And while he walked back into his home that night, the heaviness didn't leave with him. Because he knew, as so many do, that next time the ending might be different. This story is more than one man's close call. It's a reflection of the countless untold stories where justice never comes, where the cameras weren't rolling, where the truth was buried. How many more lives must be shaken, scarred, or lost before change is not just demanded but delivered? So I'll leave you with this. If Marcus's story moved you, don't let it end here. Share it. Speak up. Stand with black voices. Because silence only fuels the cycle, and it's time the world finally listened.